Uh, hey guys, welcome back to like another the worst moments video. And today's video, now here are the three worst the Dukey test moments, and the two worst the Rayna Cartflight the moments. From the Johnny test and a buzz on Maggie. So here we go. Now at the Rayna's the worst moment. That Rayna, she can be shown to help the Maggie Pesky out in her plans. Now, why is this her worst moment? You may ask. Well, simply put, that Rayna, she doesn't know when to stop helping her. And she is supposed to be the voice of reason. So that's why this is the lower. Now let's look at this episode. Now this episode starts off with Marie and Rayna both flying together. Especially in that episode that when Rayna hates Maggie so much. I mean Maggie so much. Well, guess what? We finally don't have an official answer. It's because of when they were the babies that that they were both drawing together. And Rayna tells Maggie what does she think of her drawing of her flying. That Maggie says, I love it a lot. Until she rips her drawing up. And she calls Maggie Pesky a dreamer, killer. For whatever reason. For whatever reason. But then she starts crying. Until after all that, that Rayna, she starts bothering Maggie, especially insulting a police officer. For what, you may ask? Honestly, I have no clue. This episode is just confusing. Seriously, I don't get it. At least the police officers they'll finally arrest her. And she says, finally, my dream come true, just like my dream. Until the police officer tells him that Maggie is, that Rayna is going to jail. And Maggie says, they'll just let her have her moment. Sure. Now let's move on to the worst Dukey test moments. Now next is the Johnny Fu. Now in this episode, you know, yeah. The Johnny's the bully, the Bumper Randalls. He starts to bully other kids. Especially the taking over the entire school. Until Johnny has an idea. Yeah, but before that, but Johnny's dad says no. Before you turn your brother into a kung fu master, first they'll fix my shower. There's no water, none. Until Dukey he pushes Johnny and he says no, I'm not gonna help you. Now Johnny asks Dukey the millions of times that even though Johnny is not going to use his kung fu moves for evil. That Dukey he knows karate or kung fu. So Johnny tries his best to yeah, he tries his best to save the school. Yeah, but he fails twice. Until Johnny says, "So you know what, dog, forget you." Until Susan and Mary tells Johnny, "Help us." Then we will make you a kung fu master. That luckily enough though, they give him the power, and Johnny and he saves the school. Now whose fault is that? Yours, Dukey. Now next is Johnny feds Dukey. My goodness. Now this episode that Hubert test. And Johnny, they must take his dog to the vet. But then all of a sudden, that Dukey, he doesn't like the vet. Until Johnny and Hubert tries everything in their power to take him to the vet. But so this means he starts beating up Hubert and Johnny over a dumb needle. Seriously, such a stupid dog. How low can Dukey go? Guess what? That Dukey, he almost kills Johnny. Almost, yeah, but until Dukey saves Johnny. And luckily, that Dukey, he goes, that Johnny, and he tells Dukey, come on, please. Until Dukey says finally. But then, what do you know it? That Dukey, he still has his leash on. That Johnny is holding on to it. Until the vet shows him the biggest needle ever. Until Dukey starts running with Johnny, and that's how it ends. How low can he go? I mean, how? Dukey, Rayna, why? Now the last episode is the Johnny the Minster the dog show. So now this episode shines Dukey at his worst. That first of all, now at first that Dukey sees the beautiful dogs. That dogs are just normal and Dukey's not. The all of a sudden that Dukey he scolds Johnny for no reason, and he asks him to make him the best dog. Yeah, no, don't now trust me. The rich people, they are complete jerks. And they are kicking children out of the playground ground. Especially this one rich dude, because they made fun of him for wearing the different clothes. Until then, that Johnny asks Susan and Mary, but then they say fine. That Johnny, he was actually being the voice of reason in this episode, telling him Dukey, it's just a dumb dog show. You don't need to win. Dukey says, yeah, yes I do. You dumb dog blonde. Jeez. What is wrong with him? What is wrong with that dog? Until thankfully they'll finally that Dukey he finally gets his revenge. Now the episode just focuses on Dukey beating up Johnny, especially kicking him. Until thankfully that Johnny he just flips out on his sisters, but then no. But then they had a backup plan, the Bigfoot, and so they decided to use him to kick out the rich people. And boom, that Johnny and he does helps out one rich guy, especially a whole bunch of kids. That thankfully that Dukey has finally got his way. Yeah, guys. All right, there you go. So that was the worst Dukey test and Rayna Cartflight moments. Seriously, how low can they go? Okay. Thank you for watching and bye.